Look, I'm going to save you some embarrassment here. I opened an email this morning from a copywriter asking, Sean, should I be using AI or will it kill my creativity? And not gonna lie, these copywriters crying about AI sound exactly like music producers in the 90s saying that sampling would kill real music. Fun fact, those producers are now all working at Guitar Center. So does that mean that all copywriters using AI are killing it? No. Don't worry, they've managed to screw that up too. Seriously, most copywriters using AI sound like ChatGPT and Bard had a one-night stand. And that baby grew up to be so boring that Google had to rebrand it twice. If you know, you know. Welcome to the Copywriter Darwin Awards, where creativity goes to die and clients hit delete before reading the second line. I've seen copywriters spending 3 hours writing a single sales email while AI cranks out 50 variations in the time it takes you to microwave leftover pizza. Yet I still get messages from people in my inbox every day who refuse to use AI because they think it's cheating. That is like saying airbags are cheating at driving. Like, cool man, enjoy your windshield. And the prompts I see people using, write me an email selling my client's trading course. Then they wonder why their output sounds like it was written by their drunk uncle trying to sell insurance at a family barbecue. And don't even get me started on these AI prompt templates floating around YouTube right now. You know the ones written by the guys who've never made a sale, never landed a client, but somehow think they're qualified to teach you how to automate your copywriting. Well, I tested over 50 of these so-called expert prompts. Ran them through every AI tool I could find, and I swear to God, I have seen more personality in a tax return. Not even kidding, someone sent me a video of one of these YouTube gurus in the copywriting space telling people to just type into ChatGPT, write me a cold email for my coaching business. And people wonder why AI spits out shit like, we are excited to help you unlock your true potential. Let us embark on a journey of transformation. Mate, unless you are selling meditation retreats to middle-aged Karens, that copy isn't gonna land. You wouldn't expect Gordon Ramsay to cook a 5-star meal with frozen fish fingers and expired ketchup. Well, it's the same with AI. It is only good as what you feed it. If your prompts are vague, your output's gonna be trash. If your prompts are clear, specific, and structured, that is when AI becomes fucking dangerous. And the good news is that writing good prompts is not rocket science. In this video, I'm breaking down my exact step-by-step system that transforms AI from a lame writing assistant into your secret copywriting weapon that can cut your writing time in half. Just like it's done for dozens of my students. Oh, and by the way, if you're wondering what makes me qualified to teach this, well, I've been a copywriter for over 8 years. I've helped 77 people go from 0 to making 6 or even 7 figures as a copywriter, and hundreds of more quit their jobs by landing top tier clients like Alex Hormozi, Tony Robbins, Russell Brunson, Dan Martell, Ty Lopez, and dozens of other high profile names. And earlier this year, our team spent months building our very own CMB Copy Pro bot for my CMB community, and already our students are using it to cut their writing time in half, which, if you're a freelancer, do the maths, that means you have, congratulations, doubled your hourly rate. That is what happens when you actually use AI properly. But before we dive into that, here's a quick reality check. Most people watching this video will not take a single bit of action. They will go back tomorrow to typing, write me an email, and wonder why their bank account still looks like a GoFundMe page. But you're different. So if you stick around for the next few minutes, I'm gonna show you the exact ROC framework for writing prompts that turns AI into your greatest asset. If you make it to the end, I've got an exciting announcement for you too. Let's get into it. Now, if you're sitting there thinking I'm about to hand you some magical prompt that's gonna solve all of life's problems, well, you're gonna be disappointed. Just click off this video. There is no secret sauce, copy-paste prompt locked away in some digital vault that'll instantly turn you into the next Dan Kennedy. My students who are actually making money with AI copywriting are not using templates they bought from some dodgy Reddit thread. They're following simple, repeatable systems. And instead of focusing on prompt engineering like everyone else blabs on about, we are going to take things a step further. The real secret is becoming a prompt architect. If prompt engineering is like giving AI a job, prompt architecture is about building the factory that gives AI jobs at scale. When you master prompt architecture, you can walk into any industry, any niche, any offer, and use AI to write killer copy, even if you've never touched that market before. Now, yes, obviously, you do need some basic copywriting knowledge, hence why there is still a huge demand for copywriters right now, and business owners are either not able to use AI themselves, or frankly, just don't have the time, which in my opinion is why there's never been a better time to be a copywriter. Because we can now crank out our work 5 times faster and still get paid the exact same amount. It is an absolute golden era of opportunity for copywriters right now. But once you understand how to architect prompts properly, AI becomes your unfair advantage. That brings us to step 1 in the ROC framework, role. give AI a specific role to play. So instead of just saying, write copy, you tell AI exactly what type of copywriter it needs to be. For example, you are a world-class sales page copywriter who specializes in high-converting landing pages. Or you are an expert VSL scriptwriter who deeply understands long-form video psychology. This one line immediately saves you 10 minutes of explanation because AI instantly pulls from everything that it already knows about that specific role. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Here's what most people do. They write some generic prompts like, write a sales email for fitness coaching. Instead, you want to write something like, you are a world-class direct response health copywriter who specializes in selling fitness programs for busy fathers. Write a sales email targeting dads who want to lose weight without giving up family time. See the difference? The first prompt gives AI nothing to work with. The second prompt tells AI its exact role and who it's writing for. The beauty of this role setting trick is how quickly it levels up your output. Think about it like this. If you walked into a hospital and asked, can someone help me? You might get a janitor. But if you ask, can I speak to a cardiologist? Well, you get exactly what you need. And it's the same with AI. But fair warning, not all AI platforms handle this equally. I've tested this across multiple platforms. It usually works a lot better with ChatGPT and Claude. Google's Gemini still needs a little bit of hand-holding, doesn't quite understand roles as well yet. But when it works, the output quality jumps immediately. It turns AI from a clueless generalist into a laser-focused specialist. But that is just the tip of the iceberg. We are about to go so much deeper. By the way, bought a little mafia ring, kind of makes me feel like a boss. Anyway, moving on to step 2 in the ROC framework, offer. Feed AI your client's offer details. Once you've given ChatGPT a specialist role, you need to brief it properly. So I like to use the deep research feature where you can drop a few links about your client and AI digs deep to understand their business, voice, and positioning. This alone saves you 6 to 7 hours of manual research because AI can pull information from places that you'd never even think to look. It analyzes the client's website, social media, competitor landscape, and builds a complete picture of how they communicate. For our fitness coach example, you'd feed ChatGPT links of your client's website, Instagram, maybe a few YouTube videos. It then comes back with insights about their tone, their typical customer stories, and how they position their program differently from other fitness coaches. I actually had a student do this for a B2B SaaS client. She fed AI 3 blog posts and 2 case studies. 10 minutes later, AI was writing copy that sounded like it came from their internal marketing team. The client thought she'd been reading her emails and YouTube videos for years. She only discovered them last week. Shh. But you need to be careful because there's a downside to this. ChatGPT does not typically identify real pain points. It'll give you surface level stuff like people want to lose weight, no shit Sherlock, instead of the deep emotional triggers like tired of hiding behind baggy shirts at family pool parties. That is the real knife twisting shit that we're after. And this is where you need to stop being lazy and put your copywriting hat on. Your client knows their customers' real struggles because they hear about them every day. So why not use that information instead of just letting AI guess? Hey, real quick, if you're finding this valuable right now, this video barely scratches the surface of what's possible with AI copywriting. This Saturday, I'm actually hosting a live workshop with my friend, the $50 million copywriter, Kenneth Parkshaw. He's a long-standing expert in AI. We're actually going to be walking you through the 5 levels of prompting AI so you can double your output and make twice as much for every hour that you work. Tons of my students have already said that this is the single best training they've watched this year, and I kind of have to agree with them. We're teaching this live one time and one time only this Saturday. Click the link in the description below to get all the details and register. Back to the video, which brings us to step 3 in the ROC framework, context. Explain the campaign, context, and desired outcome. The copywriters making real money with AI aren't using basic prompts. They're using frameworks that get 20 to 40% better conversion rates because they understand one thing. AI needs context, not commands. Most people tell AI, write a sales email, and wonder why it sounds like corporate fluff. The smart copywriters use discovery first prompting. Instead of telling AI what to write, they get AI to ask them the right questions first. Think about it. When you hire a top copywriter, they don't start writing immediately. They ask questions about your audience, their pain points, what you've tried before. So you need to train AI to do the same exact thing. You need to tell AI exactly where this copy lives in your marketing ecosystem. Because obviously a sales page for cold Facebook traffic is completely different from a sales page for warm email subscribers who just watched your webinar. If you're driving cold traffic from Facebook ads, people are skeptical. They don't know you, don't like you, don't trust you, and probably think you're a scammer. It's tough out there. Mad respect to anyone running ads. Your copy needs to build massive credibility fast and overcome serious serious trust barriers. But if someone just spent 60 minutes watching your webinar, training, or workshop, they already know your story, they understand the problem, and they're emotionally invested. Your sales page can be much more direct because the heavy lifting is already done. Same product, same offer, completely different approach. This is why you need to paint the complete picture for AI. You got to tell it, this sales page is for people who just finished watching a 90-minute webinar about dad fitness, whatever that means. Coining that term right now, dad fitness. They're warm, they know the problem, but they need to feel confident that this program will actually work specifically for their busy lifestyle. Or we could say, this is for Facebook traffic who've never heard of this coach. They're skeptical about fitness programs because they've tried everything. The copy needs to immediately call out the specific situation and build trust fast. You see how that changes everything? Next, you need to explain the emotional journey that you want people to experience. Do you want them to feel frustrated about their current situation and then hopeful about the transformation? Do you want them excited about the possibility, then urgent about taking action? Do you want them to feel understood and then confident in your solution? Instead of guessing what your customers want, you feed AI actual customer feedback, reviews, and survey data from dads who've struggled to lose weight while juggling family responsibilities. So you tell AI, my target customer is a 38-year-old dad who's gained 25 pounds since having kids. He's embarrassed to take his shirt off at pool parties. He's tried going to the gym, but he felt guilty missing bedtime stories. He watches other dads his age staying in shape while he's getting softer every year. He's frustrated because he wants to be the active, confident father that his kids deserve. I want the reader to feel seen and understood in the first few lines, then frustrated about what they've been putting up with, and then hopeful when they see the transformation is possible. Finally, excited and ready to start immediately. That emotional roadmap completely changes how AI structures the copy. Now AI can write copy that really punches them in the gut. Tired of sucking in your belly every time someone pulls out a camera while other dads are confidently playing shirtless volleyball at family barbecues? Not really Facebook ad compliant, but you get the idea. You see the difference, right? AI is now speaking directly to your customer's actual experience instead of writing some complicated fitness jargon. And you can take this prompt a step further by actually feeding AI real examples of your client's existing copy. Upload PDFs or Word documents of the video scripts, get them transcribed. Take a video, download the transcript from YouTube, throw it into Descript, copy the transcript, upload PDFs or Word documents of their video scripts, emails, social media accounts, captions, anything. I like to just take clients' YouTube videos and go to transcripts, show all, copy the transcript, whack that into a PDF, boom. Now you have their actual exact speaking voice right there in your PDF, feed that to AI, and AI is going to sound like them. It's not that complicated. This is where most copywriters miss a huge opportunity. They treat every client like a blank slate instead of building on what's already working. When you feed AI actual examples of your client's voice, it studies their tonality, writing style, and natural language patterns. The result is copy that sounds like it actually came from them, not like some generic marketing robot. Going back to our fitness coach example, instead of AI writing in its default corporate tone, well, you could upload examples of how the coach naturally talks in their content. Maybe they use phrases like real talk or here's the thing no one tells you. Maybe they're more casual and conversational, like to swear a lot, someone like James Smith. Or maybe they're more direct and no nonsense, someone like Tanner Schuck, who also likes to swear a lot. AI picks up on these patterns and mirrors them back. So instead of getting copy that sounds like some generic coach without a soul, you get copy that sounds like your specific client having a conversation with their ideal customer. I remember when one of my students did this for a crypto trading client. She uploaded 3 podcast transcripts of the guy talking. The AI used his exact phrases like bull trap and lettuce hands. The client was blown away because it sounded exactly like him. That difference is massive. I cannot stress this enough. Like your client reads it and goes, holy shit, this sounds exactly like me on my best day. Their audience reads it and thinks, finally, someone who gets me. Then they whip out their card and buy, which is really what we want. This is how you go from being just another copywriter to being the copywriter who truly understands their brand voice. Let me tell you, I have referred well over 100 copywriters to top tier clients in my network. The number one complaint from these 7, 8, 9 figure business owners who come to me to hire copywriters is my last guy just didn't nail my brand voice. He just doesn't sound like me. So I promise clients will pay premium rates and they will keep you around for a long, long time if you can get this right. Now listen, we could sit around here, talk all day till the cows come home about the theory, but instead of blabbing on, how about I just prove it works? I'm going to show you 2 prompts side by side, one that most copywriters use and one built with that little framework here. I'll let you be the judge of which one you think is better. So first, we'll put in the generic level 1 prompt, which is write me a sales page copy for a fitness coach. Let's see the response. All right, the proven method busy professionals using to burn fat, boost energy, and finally feel confident in their skin without crazy diets or spending hours at the gym. All right, so, this looks decent on the surface, copy's fine, but it's a little mediocre. The biggest problem is that we're just not really speaking directly to our target audience, right? The headline could be for literally any random person wanting to get fit, not specifically busy dads. Obviously, because we haven't given it that context. And as you scroll through this, you can immediately spot the AI fingerprints all over it. Words like, here we go, sluggish, cookie cutter program. Mate, no real copywriter would use that language for a fitness offer. It sounds like a robot trying to be human. More importantly though, this copy just doesn't make me feel anything. There's no emotional punch, there's no urgency. It's just generic health advice that makes it easy for someone to think, yeah, I should probably get fit maybe next month. And that is the kiss of death for any sales copy. If someone can easily put your offer on the back burner, you, my friend, have failed. So I'd probably rate this about a 4 out of 10. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not going to convert busy dads who are scrolling Facebook during their lunch break. Now, let's see what happens when we use our ROC framework properly. Same AI, same platform, but watch how different the output becomes when you give it proper instructions. So this next prompt is where we give ChatGPT a level 2 prompt with a specific role, context, and the right command. By the way, feel free to screenshot this prompt, save it on your phone for later, whatever. But let's see what it comes up with. Now, I wrote this out in advance to save you having to watch me type because I am a notoriously slow typer. You are an expert copywriter who specializes in fitness programs for busy fathers aged 35 to 45. The target customer is a dad who has gained 25 pounds since having kids and feels embarrassed taking his shirt off at family gatherings. He tried going to the gym, but he felt guilty missing bedtime stories with his kids. He watched other dads his age staying in shape while he gets softer every year. He wants to be the active, confident father his kids deserve, but doesn't want to sacrifice family time. This sales page is for people who clicked on a Facebook ad about getting dad bod ready for summer. They're warm but skeptical because they've tried several fitness programs before that required way too much time away from family. The page needs to immediately address their time constraints and guilt about taking time away from their family. The sales page should make them feel understood in the first few lines, then frustrated about what they've been accepting, and then hopeful about transformation, and finally, excited to take action. This is for a $297 12-week coaching program called the Dad Bod Destroyer. Love that name, that is gangster. The program includes 20-minute home workouts, flexible meal plans that work with family dinners, and accountability coaching. Include testimonials about dads who transformed without missing family time. You can make them up, I will replace them later with real ones. Write a compelling sales page that speaks directly to this dad's situation and positions the program as a solution that fits his lifestyle, not fights against it. Focus on the emotional transformation, confidence, energy, being the active dad they want to be. Now, before I hit submit, I just want to break this down quickly. First, we can see here, I assigned ChatGPT a role as a fitness copywriter specialist, giving it context about my prospect and the campaign that we're running. Then I mapped out the exact emotional journey that I want readers to experience while providing specific program details and those proof elements to weave throughout the sales page. Let's hit generate and see what it comes up with. Now, this is more like it. It's not 100% perfect, of course. There's still some AI isms like the M dashes and so on, but we can easily remove those in the editing phase. Let's break down why this sales page is 10 times better. First, look at the headline, the Dad Bod Destroyer. Finally, a fitness program built for dads who want to get in shape without missing bedtime stories. It speaks directly to our target audience, not some generic fitness crowd. The opening section immediately connects with the reader's emotional state. And what's brilliant here is how it addresses the objections before they even come up. Instead of pretending that time isn't an issue, instead of awkwardly dodging around it, the copy actually acknowledges that other programs failed because they demanded too much family sacrifice. That is really smart positioning that builds trust immediately. This social proof section here as well uses real language that dads actually speak. I've never missed a bedtime story, and this program fits around my life, not the other way around. That is voice of customer data in action. These aren't made up testimonials written in generic marketing speak. This is actually real language that the customers use when they talk about their problems and results. And then the urgency at the end actually feels natural because it's tied to the coaching element. Spots are limited makes sense when you're offering hands-on support instead of some low-ticket digital product. All in all, I'd probably rate this a solid 8 out of 10. This copy would actually convert busy dads, in my opinion, because it speaks their language, addresses their real concerns, and positions the solution as fitting their lifestyle rather than fighting against it. Now, as a copywriter, you can obviously give AI further prompts to refine this even more, or just use your actual brain and jump in and tweak some sections. But this is a great foundation. We're already 70 to 80% of the way there, but of course it still needs some polish. So we'll need to tighten up some sections, add more specific proof elements, and possibly adjust the tone slightly. But the heavy lifting is done. You've got professional quality copy in minutes instead of hours. And more importantly, you're not stuck staring at a blank Google Doc with a blinking cursor. This is the power of giving AI proper context instead of just hoping that it reads your mind, right? It's about you being a better prompter. The AI didn't change between these two examples. the input changed, the architecture changed. We spent 5 extra minutes on the prompt, yet we got copy twice as good. That is a bloody good ROI on your time. And listen, as cool as this was, what I just showed you is still barely scratching the surface of what's possible with AI copywriting. We only covered level 1 and 2, but there are actually 5 levels of prompt architecture. Each level is significantly better than the last. We haven't even talked about advanced psychological triggers, multi-framework integration, dynamic personalization based on traffic source, split test variations that are automatically optimized for different audience segments, stuff that most copywriters don't even know exists, to be frank. And if you've made it this far, you've already proven that you're different from 90% of people who clicked on this video and bounced after 2 minutes to go watch a Mr. Beast video. That tells me a lot about your character. So because you made it this far, I did say I had a special announcement for you. I would like to invite you to join my upcoming live workshop with my friend and longtime senior copywriter and AI expert, Kenneth Paksha, this Saturday. Kenneth has not only made over $50 million as a copywriter for just one of his clients, but he's condensed his decade of experience in copywriting and high ticket sales into a proven 5-level AI framework that anyone can follow. He recently taught this to all of my CMB members, and just a few days after teaching the system to my students, many of them were already cutting their writing time in half. Like Chani, who says she's using it for every client now and it's saving her tons of time. She's pumping out way more copy in less time. Jeff just started using it and says it's insane. These people are getting 80% of the work done instantly and then adding the human touch to pump out high quality emails, ads, VSLs, scripts, you name it, in half the time. Which again, if you're a freelancer, means double your hourly rate. That is a big deal. Imagine if you could earn $100 an hour instead of 50 or $200 an hour instead of 100 just from using one simple prompt framework. Like there is literally no other way on the planet that you can just double your income like that with the click of a finger. So right now you have to make a choice. You could either A, bookmark this video, feel good about learning something new, and then go back to the old way of prompting tomorrow, getting frustrated why AI outputs are trash, end up wasting a bunch of time only to end up rewriting the entire email yourself anyway. Or B, join our live workshop, learn hands-on from 2 copywriters with tens of millions of dollars in sales under their belt, who've also coached over 700 copywriters and helped them make a full-time income using AI. That's kind of my preferred option between you and me. I'm a little biased, so listen, the sad reality is that less than 3% of people who watch trainings like this ever actually do a single fucking thing with it. So please, do not be another statistic. If you're serious about turning AI into your unfair advantage and building a 6-figure copywriting career, click the link in the description below to register for the live workshop this Saturday. For something that has the potential to literally double your hourly rate, we have made it very affordable. And yes, there will be a replay if you can't make it live, but only if you register below before the deadline. So register below right now, and then when you're done, click here to watch this video, which walks you through the 9 steps to go from 0 to making 100K a year as a freelance copywriter. A lot of people have told me it's my most valuable video on YouTube, so click to watch it right now, and I'll see you over there.